In 2097, Japan began to invade Joseon, the last dynasty of Korea. Worried about the coup due to his outstanding ability, the king dismisses him from admiral position and tortures him without knowing his loyalty. Then Won-gun, the general who drove him out and sat down as an admiral for the first time, loses all his ships and died after being completely defeated. In a hurry, King Seonjo reinstated Yi Sun-shin in position. However, only 12 ships were left because the successor had buried more than 200 ships. His subordinates consider Yi Sun-shin, who is trying to deal with more than 200 ships with 12 ships, is reckless. Hundreds of ships are camped out in Japan. Dodo Takatora, the Admiral of Japan, is confident that the war will end if his troop marches up Joseon and catches the king. A subordinate who secretly watches Japan's camp reports the current situation to Admiral Yi Sun-shin. The military orders the navy, which has only 12 ships, to abandon the ships and join the army, but through Yi Sun-shin's subordinate, he rejects the request. His son is trying his best to persuade his father. There's nothing Yi Sun-shin can do with 12 ships, so make excuses and ask him to rest. Yi Sun-shin, a moral book itself, rejects the idea, saying that he plays a role in protecting the people and the king. And outnumbering enemies of Japan terrorize Yi Sun-shin's soldiers, some of whom are caught escaping from the barrack. Yi Sun-shin beheads the fugitives. Some of his men opposes him, decides to use the last meadow. Meanwhile, Yi Sun-shin went to the Strait of Myeongnyang, notorious for its strong and treacherous currents. Yi Sun-shin is told by his staff officer that the current is so rough that it is inappropriate to wage a war in the area. However, he does not answer. Due to the complete defeat in the last battle led by his former successor, the soldiers are in a state of severe defeat and fear of the outnumbering enemies. He ponders how to overcome soldiers' fear. Yi Sun-shin woke up from a nightmare. One of the general Baesol, who rebelled against Yi Sun-shin, burns the total ship, which was the only hope of war, and tries to run away. The total ship, which completely blocks Japan's naval combat system, burned down. Japan's military morale rises once more. Yi Sun-shin comes back to the Strait of Myeongnyang, gazes at the whirlpool of the sea continuously, and lost in thought. Through a spy in Japan's camp, he receives a letter saying that 330 ships will soon sail. Japanese navy in festive mood, they are full of confidence that they will win the battle.
소장 안위, 목숨 걸고 한 말씀 올리겠습니다. 불가합니다.
To his subordinates who keep saying that they are not gonna win, Yi Sun-shin orders all the soldiers to come out. Then he orders to burn all the barracks.
아직도 살고자 하는 자가 있다니 통탄을 금치 못할 일이다. 나는 바다에서 죽고자 이곳을 불태운다. 살고자 하면 필히 죽을 것이고 또한 죽고자 하면 살 것이니
대체 이 강한 두려움들을 어찌 이용하시겠단 말씀입니까?
그저 제 죽음
As the Japanese navy approaches, he prepares for war.
전기를 바랄 뿐입니다. 전군 철장하라.
He orders to arrange 12 ships in a row and then turns the ship to prepare for the artillery attack.
우현으로 들어 화포를 준비하라. 화포와 소신기전을 앞서 나오는 적산들의 최대한
At the time, Japanese ships were unable to carry artillery because of the ship's structure, so they fired guns in a long distance instead of cannons. Admiral Yi Sun-shin orders to fire artillery to the enemy. The subordinate ships are outfitted moving forward, so only the flagship which Yi Sun-shin is in come forward to face the enemy.
장군, 불살 때문에 배가 많이 돌아 주둔율이 크게 떨어지고 있습니다. 불살을 타고 그대로 비성 쪽으로 배를 물리거라. 그리고 백병전을 준비해라.
Gurujima Mitsusa, head of Japanese Navy, leads the ship step onto the Yi Sun-shin's ship. The Japanese ships encircle and put on decks on the ship. The soldiers fall completely into a state of panic by the fear due to the previous battle. During the bloody killing on the deck, cannons are placed under the ship and 4 ships are exploded.
このまま終わってしまうのじゃろうか。
Yi Sun-shin first fights against the multiple ship in the lead, gives hope to the soldiers and the people watching, and helps them overcome their fears. Finally, the other warship follow Yi Sun-shin and sail forward. Japan's General Gurujima plans to send a ship carrying gunpowder to where Yi Sun-shin is in. Yi Sun-shin does not recognize the gunpowder ship is coming because they are blocked from the view due to the surrounding ships and woods.
화약을 실은 화폭선이라고 합니다. 그리고 음수량만 녹돌이마스. 임준영이 타고 있습니다.
Inside the ship, Imjin-young is on board and tries to stop the ship from going to the flagship, but he is killed by a Japanese soldier.
땅콩 이배는 한국에 가서는 안 되는 땅게 듭시다. 모두 들어서
And the people who watch the battle from afar send signals by shaking off their clothes to let Yi Sun-shin know. When the ship comes near, he is able to explode and sink the ship just inches away. By continuous sinking of his ship, Dr. Takadura orders his entire ships to advance. Furious, Gurujima rushes to kill Yi Sun-shin, but the ships cannot balance with the strong current of straight wind. Finally, Japanese General Gurujima is defeated. Yi Sun-shin beheaded him and Japanese Navy sails back with the remaining ships. Eventually, they won the historic victory by 12 ships over 330 ships. The Admiral is a film adaptation of actual war during the Joseon Dynasty, the old name of Korea. It remains the most legendary battle in history of Korea, which fought 330 ships against the 12 ships. Joseon, which was almost completely overthrown by Japan, was protected by Admiral Yi Sun-shin by blocking all seas routes from Japan. This is painting of war at the time. The long stretched ships on the left are Joseon ships, showing that they are fought strategically using geographical advantages. The war after Myeongnyang will be made into a movie titled Hansan and will be released in 2021. Choi Min-sik, who played Yi Sun-shin, is a veteran actor who starred in various films. Famous films include Old Boy, I Saw the Devil, Lucy. Thank you for watching our review of movie The Admiral. I will see you with the next story.